Hello, my name is Joseph M. Lanzetta. I'm doing a documentary on me. I am a unarmed security officer of New York and New York State. I love my job. What got me so interested about doing security is when I go out and go to stores or an event, I always see security. And I said to myself, I want to do that kind of job. Just stay there and watch things. And sometimes an event, like a sporting event, you could watch something and get paid to watch the game for free. And just being there. And also doing a job for protecting the people and protecting the place. I saw what it's all about. I talked to some people. And I think that's where I want to be. A licensed professional unarmed security guard for New York. I went into the paper and I saw an ad that said that a training school for security guards. So I called up, and it was at Pace University, and I went there on a Saturday. It was a full class, all first-time people that want to be a security officer, unarmed. And there was two instructors. One was a retired policeman. The other one was a military retired Marine. It was an 8-hour class. It only cost me $40, and they gave us a book which you could study, and they also gave you a video, and they explained everything you need to know about what a security officer's job and duties are. And it was such a great class. I passed with flying colors. Then at the end of the class, you could do fingerprints, which they fingerprint you, so you could bring it to New York State in order to get an ID card, a security ID card. I was very amazed by the class. Everybody enjoyed it. Everybody passed. It was great. And also, they had other things too. They had also for a fire guard, which I took the class at the fire department. And I also took another class with them, was my first aid with CPR. And I also have IDs for that. Yeah. This is my fire guard I got from the fire department where I passed the test. Be a licensed fire guard, because some buildings want you to be that. Gave me an ID. And also my first aid from American Red Cross. I passed that class too. And after 2 weeks, after the fingerprints went through, I got my official ID for unarmed security officer, which I could use for any kind of job because I passed the background check. One thing I want to tell people, if you have a bad background check and you got a criminal, please do not take the class. Don't think about getting a job in security because you're going to get rejected. And most companies or agencies don't hire people with criminal backgrounds. It's a law about that. Once a cheat, always a cheat. Once a crook, always a crook. So try not to take the class. It's not for you. Security is for young people and retirees, I see. And it's also a boring job sometimes. But I like it. And most important thing I like about security, you get to do things that other people like about you, on the workplace. I feel that doing security is like my second job other than being home. And basically, at the class, they gave us a bunch of list of agencies or security companies for us to go to get a job. After I completed my test and I passed, they gave me a certificate, 8-hour certificate, which is good forever. You never have to take the class no more. This is good for the rest of your life, So I could use this for the rest of my life. It's my 8 hours class for security training certificate, which I keep. And basically, they also gave us information about other companies that are hiring and everything, which is so great about that. So the minute I applied, I went to the company and they hired me. I had to bring over there my high school diploma, and I had to bring my certificate for security, which I passed the class. And they did a background check on me again to make sure that I have no criminal background. And the first job I had, I worked in the building. It was a beautiful building. One thing about a building, you have to be really careful because of the tenants, the people. You got to keep a high-class professionalism. And I like it so much over there that they put me at the loading dock. There's two things about security. You got, it's a noun. It's people, place, and thing. What I like about sometimes, I like place and thing, non-living things. It's easy. People are very hard to deal with. Customer service is the hardest job in the world. If you've been there a couple of years and you don't do the job right, or you make a mistake with somebody, they could remove you from it. So I like to work with non-living things. Put me in the garage, put me in the loading dock, put me at construction site, put me on fire watch. I like those jobs, not dealing with the public. And the good thing is that I was able to do a good job in my building, and I got rewarded. Here's some of the rewards I got. I got some rewards for being a good employee of the month. And I went to special classes to get better training for security. And here's more awards I got. Here's my picture with my award. So I did a lot of good things at the job. Never had problems with anything. I always tell people, and I became also a site supervisor after so many years. And I always tell people, as long as you do your job, you have nothing to worry about. Also, is that never bring your laundry into the workplace. Try to be real, you know. Just go there, say hello, be friendly and everything, and don't get caught up with the soap opera, with other people's business, other people's personal things. You know, just go there, do your job, and leave, and you survive. The good thing about security, there's always work, you know. They gave me a job placement test at Pace University where I took the class, and there was a lot of companies that are always hiring, you know. The money is not as good, but it's always jobs. That's what's important, you know. You're always gonna find work. And try to keep a clean image that you make sure that you never get yourself in trouble, because it could jeopardize your license and your job. And also, when you do work, you know, and like when I got my, when I passed my class in 2 weeks, I got my ID. Here's my ID. I always have it with me, with my building ID, always with me. And follow the rules of the job. There is like what they call a post-order manual. It tells you everything about the job. That's the Bible of the job. You try to read that and try to make sure you follow the rules of the client or the property manager, what they want you to do. Never go beyond the means, you know. Just keep it real, okay? And also in the job, you know, make sure you're well-dressed, well-uniformed and everything, well-groomed, you know, look clean, you don't smell or nothing, no bad odor. And make sure you look presentable. Presence is very important. I realized when I went for a job interview, wearing a three-piece suit, looking professional, having a good resume, because I went to college and everything, it really helped a lot. 50% of the job is hands-on experience. They train you for the job and everything. 25% is appearances, how you look, how you present yourself, how you talk to people. Another 25% is common sense. Know what to do if an emergency should happen, you know. The basic thing about a security guard, you're not law enforcement. Don't try to be policing. Don't try to be anything that you're not. You're a public civilian. And also that you do the 4 things they teach you in school: detect, deter, observe, and report. Those are the 4 things you have to do. You do those 4 things, you are considered a professional, unarmed security officer. And also, I always tell people that look around, what I say 360. Every time you work at a site, look around and you see something, say something. You have 5 senses. This is very important for a security guard. Your eyes, you see something abnormal and everything, you say something. You get the radio and you call in your supervisor or you call 911. Second important thing is your nose. You gotta breathe sometimes. You breathe and you smell smoke. You smell a bad odor. You go investigate. You don't know. You have to call 911 if you think it's fire or smoke. You see smoke or fire, you smell it, and you have to do what you have to do. Call it in, okay? Then noise. Sometimes you hear water, boo. It might be a broken pipe. Or you hear something wrong with the elevator, boom, boom, boom. Or you hear the escalator making noise. Or you hear somebody having an argument. You know, just be careful. You listen to it, and you know how to approach it, you know? Then the most important thing is your mouth. Know how to talk to people. Treat people the way they want to be treated. You know, don't ever try to bring the other side of you, the bad side, out in the workplace. It's not going to work. It's very important that you talk to people in a professional manner and try to calm things down. And don't get upset. Just crush it and try to control the situation, okay? Try to be as fair and square with everybody. Then the next thing is everybody wants to use is their hands. That's the least you have to use, unless it's excessive force, you know? But if anything, try to use less your hands. That gets you in trouble, you know? Basically the 4 things, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, and your ears. Those are things I usually do, you know? I get mostly paid to see and hear, you know? I use my mouth, but I know how to talk to people, and I'm always okay with everything, you know? Never bring your laundry into the workplace. Never try to be someone you're not, and never try to lie to people. Just be real and be honest, you know? Honesty is the best policy. Also, I want to tell you, security is not for everybody. A lot of people think everybody could do it, but it's a major background check. Yeah, they do today. They do it with Homeland Security. When they fingerprint you, if you have something in your background and you know you do, please do not apply for the job because they check everything now. Some things go through cracks and walls and everything, and they miss things, but most of the time, they're very good about checking people's background. So you have to have a clean image. That's what's good about me. I've never been arrested, never committed a crime. I never did nothing wrong to nobody. So I could get a job anywhere. Once I have this ID, my security license, they know I'm clean. I've been through a major background check from the state of New York and from Homeland Security. And also the agency I work for, the security, they do a check on us too. You know, make sure you're okay and everything. And that's basically most of the things I could talk about security. I mean, basically, the Bible is the post order. You got to read this and make sure you know what you need to do on the job site. Also, doing a log, you know, make sure you write your log and write everything you need every hour. Any emergency, anything that occurs, you write everything in here. Make sure you also have a pen and a paper with you, just in case you need to write things down, you know. It's very important you write things down and keep it real. Always have it with you just in case you need to copy somebody's driver's license if they're parked in legally, or if you see somebody, you got to write something about description or something. Then you have to do the report, which is the 4th thing, report. Either you do a verbal report or a written report. Remember the report, you have to use the 5 W's. Who, what, when, why, how come. And those are the things you have to use when you do a report. It's very important you write the report really good because it doesn't only go for the property manager, it goes to the legal department too. The courts will get a hold of the report, the police will get a hold of the report, and it's very important you write a report legibly and make sure you write correctly. And make sure, don't elaborate yourself, just write the facts and you should be okay, you know? So basically that's most of the things when in my workplace. I love my job, it's so great. Sometimes I'm just there for presence. And most of the time my job is boring. I like a boring job. I don't like action. Action gets you in trouble, you know? When you have things going on and sometimes you don't know how to handle a situation, that gets you in trouble too. So it's basically to keep it really low and key and just do the job as best possible, you know? And don't go crazy on something like that, you know? And basically I met some interesting people. I got a lot of vibes from people. They like what I do. they get some positive feedback, and I have my awards here, all my awards, all my certificates. So what I have done on the workplace. So I'm very happy, you know, very happy with my job. I know you need a high school diploma. Make sure you have that if you apply for a job, you know. And also this, the 8 hours class. But then in a couple of months, they want you to take a 16-hour class, which you have to go. It's going to cost you $80. It's 2 days, just to learn more about security, more intense about security. Then the following year, you got to take the 8 hours annual. It's mandatory. It's a refreshment class. So it refreshes you if you forgot a few things, just to keep you to know what security is in your mind when you're doing it in the workplace or when you're doing it at your job, you know. It's a refreshment class. Okay, so I told you basically about my job, about what are the requirements of security and the deduction of security and how I fell in love with it and how I got into it and everything. I'm so happy to be a security officer, unarmed, in New York State, and licensed too. And I also like so much that I meet so many people, and my job is so great that I get a lot of good things. You know, people say hello to me, I say hello back. I'm always friendly, you know. I always try to be friendly, have good table manners, you know. I try not to say nothing negative. I don't talk about religion, politics. I don't talk about the U.S. in a bad way, or my job in a bad way, or the company I represent in a bad way. I don't talk about the place I work. Because basically, if you don't like where you work, there's always going to put you somewhere else where you feel you like it much better, you know? And that's basically it, you know? Security is a great job, great profession. A lot of people that I work with are former police officers, retired police officers, retired law enforcement, and also retired military people. And some young people that get into it, and older people too. They want to do security. It's a wonderful job. If you ever think about it, it doesn't hurt. Just look in the newspaper, look for a training school that is certified, and go to class and test that test, and you're already one step ahead of becoming officially unarmed security officer profession in New York and New York State. I want to thank everybody for listening to me and knowing a little bit about me. Thank you, everybody. I wish everybody the best. You have a good day, and God bless. And I wish everybody a happy, good day. Thank you, and goodbye. You have my other series, too, if you want to watch. Thank you. This is my closing. Bye.